Go ahead.
All right. Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. It is so good to be with you all. I am Danielle Armstrong, and I am a weight loss specialist that supports you in achieving your weight loss goals in a safe way, centered specifically for you by promoting insights and tips on how you can get there through my Google channel, through my YouTube channel and through my blog. And there's no way to get there without knowing your true self-empowerment. And I have a special guest who is specialized just to do that with us. Her name is Winsome Alexander, and she is an empowerment mentor. And she's here to share her gifts with us today on how to take self-empowerment to the next level. Welcome, Winsome.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to be here. Oh my gosh, I just love your beautiful, calm spirit. I want to be calm like that. It's an aspiration of mine.
It might
Yes,
just be my
thank you.
California background, Winsome, but it's so great to be here with you today.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, so as Daniel mentioned, my name is Winsome Alexander. I am the creator of the Power Up Your Dream Self-Empowerment Mentorship Program. Okay. I am a former publisher of a magazine called Outspoken, the voice for adult survivors of childhood trauma. And I was a rape and suicide crisis counselor for a while. I've organized conferences and symposiums for survivors of trauma, and I am a speaker. I am a member of the RAIN Speakers Bureau, and RAIN is the Rape and Incest National Network. And I've been doing this work with survivors of trauma since 2008. I wasn't sure where to look.
Mhm.
Yes.
Wow, such an exceptional background. And thank you so much for the work that you've been doing for so many people around the globe with helping them, get and work with their trauma. So really excited to get to, what led to you being able to do that through talking about what is self-empowerment and beginning our talk by taking control of your life by getting to know yourself. So knowing yourself is essential to this key. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about what that means to get to know yourself and how that relates to self-empowerment?
Oh my goodness. Specifically for survivors of trauma, trauma buries us, buries who we really are, right? So even though you may come out of those traumatic situations and the abuse and whatnot, you are still so hurt. You have left yourself in the trauma. So the best of you gets buried. So when you come out of that, in order to be empowered, you have to get reconnected with yourself, right? I believe that there is that person that was created with a purpose, with dreams, with something valuable to share with humanity. And all of that gets robbed from us when we are traumatized, particularly in childhood. So, in order to be empowered now, you really have got to unearth yourself, get to know who you are.
Mhm. Yes, Winsome, I truly agree. It's so important, especially with weight loss. I've realized in my journey, getting to know myself, is really key to not only losing the weight, but maintaining that weight loss. Getting to understand those cravings and why, and really that trauma is so key that you mentioned, Winsome, because I'm understanding that a lot of my cravings have to do with traumas that I experienced with the past.
Yes,
So just really
absolutely.
all of that, yeah, encompasses getting to know yourself. So thank you about that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so I work with my survivors to help them just reconnect. Um, what were your gifts? What are your gifts? What is the path? What was your life supposed to look like before trauma,
Mhm,
right? And
mhm,
who are you on the core? And
mhm,
so it's a question that's simple when you ask someone, who are you? But it's difficult to answer when you haven't spent time with yourself getting to know who you are.
Mhm.
And so we do a lot of work on discovering yourself. But the first thing I lead people to do is become connected with your name,
Mm.
right? With their name. A lot of us have no relationship with our names at all. Some people, in my work every day, I meet people from all over the world.
Mm.
And I take the time, I'm curious about names. I take the time to ask them, what is your name? And I'm surprised sometimes I look for the response. I look for the attitude that comes with the response. And sometimes they don't care how you pronounce the name, they don't care how you spell it.
Mm.
Sometimes their eyes are downcast when they're saying their name, no connection with their name at all. And if you're not connected with your name, how do you begin to get to know who you are? You know, your name is a major part of your identity and a major part of your story. Um, so you want to be connected with the definition of your name or the story behind your name. When these people tell me their names, I get a glimpse of who they are and where they've been, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think that you should really respect your name and insist that others respect it too, and that they pronounce it properly and spell it properly. Because how you feel about your name can affect how you feel about yourself and how you show up in the world, right? And I do believe that there is a certain energy attached to your name. And I want you, my survivors, to embody their name, become who their names were meant for them to be. In the Bible, everybody's name had a meaning, right? And they become that person that the name is symbolic of. The Africans and the Middle Easterners, they also give meanings to their names. So when their parents name you, the parents had a vision for you. What is that vision? Are you embodying that vision? Are you using that as part of your story? So to take a name like Oprah Winfrey, that is a powerful name, wouldn't you agree? A very
Yeah.
powerful name. There's a powerful energy that's attached to that name. And say your name on a name on a resume. When people see your name on a resume, they already have deduced something about you, right?
Mhm.
They might be curious about you, or they might think, this person, they already come up with an opinion of who you are by your name.
Mhm. They do. They do. You're so right about that. The name is so important, like, just to really think about that and that pride or whoever named you, where that comes from.
Yeah, because even my own name, right? That Winsome Alexander, that combination of a name, that's a strong name. That combination opens doors for me. Often people think that I am somebody famous or I am somebody great because of being my name. They tell me my name should be on a book, it should be a movie on something, you know. And the name Winsome means beautiful, charming, attractive, winning. And I embody that. I believe that I am every bit of that, what that
Yeah.
is, right?
Oh
And
my gosh, yes.
yes,
You
yes.
definitely embody that for sure. It's so funny. After watching your content on that, really it struck with me and I looked up my name too. And I can't wait for us to have a further talk on this because in my work I kind of bring this in, but you gave some key points and the real meaning behind your name. And
I
so I
want you
looked
to
and
tell
it
me.
says,
I want you to tell me what you found out
yes.
about the name, because Danielle is such a pretty name. I love that
Yeah.
name.
So we know it is comes from Daniel in the Bible. It
Wow.
means God is my judge. And so
My goodness, that is amazing.
So just looking back on life and how, how important it is. And now I can focus on the fact that, that's what I need to look for in
My
in, in,
goodness.
in my life and driving towards that. And my life has been moving in that direction of really not letting others judge me, but really looking inward to fulfill that,
Girl, you're giving
if
me
I'm on the right
goosebumps.
track or not. So
You
that
are
name
giving me goosebumps.
so important. It's so important.
Embody that name, girl. Use it to sell yourself. Use it as part of your story.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And it's
Knowing
so funny too, Winsome, how Daniel's life with his, with the way he felt about food, we all do a Daniel fast, or some of us do a Daniel fast, and it's just our lives reflect. So thank you so much for sharing that, Jewel, with the
that is amazing, girl. You got my heart right there. I'm telling you, your name is powerful. Use it. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, all right. I say to people too, if your name doesn't suit you, change it. If that energy that comes with your name doesn't edify you, motivate you, uplift you, um, change it. I'm
Mhm.
thinking about a person like Iyanla Van Zandt. Iyanla's name is Rhonda Harris. Iyanla was like, my message needs a stronger carrier
Mhm.
than Rhonda, right? A more powerful carrier. And who can deny now the greatness of Iyanla? Who? And Iyanla means great mother. Did you
Wow.
know that?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Great mother. Wow. Yeah, so if it doesn't fit, she said it didn't fit anymore, so she changed it. And I was watching the story about Nina Simone last night, and
Mm.
Nina's name was Eunice Wayman. And she changed it to Nina Simone, and now we know who Nina Simone is. Your
Wow.
name is a powerful part of, and if you don't want to go right out and change your name officially, use a pseudonym or use a nickname, but
Mhm.
get you a name that that shows, says who you are.
Right. Yes. Oh, wow. That is so important about knowing yourself through your name. And thank you for that example by Ayanla. I mean, and all the examples that you gave about how a name can really put you at a different level in your life, is particularly with self-empowering. Those were all things that they did personally to move forward. All of things that each one of us can do to really get to know ourselves better. My next kind of question is, even though we may get to know ourselves and feel and realize how powerful we are, and we have that understanding of, where we're coming from, what do you think it is that kind of keeps us from reaching our dreams or getting to that self-empowerment step?
Wow, good question, good question. A lot of us have what is known as the Jonah complex. It seems like I'm giving a lot of Bible references.
Mm.
But I love the Bible. I love the teachings of the Bible anyway. The Jonah complex, you remember how Jonah ran away when God gave him an assignment to do, right? He was scared stiff. So the Jonah complex is the fear of success
Mm.
that prevents self actualization, right? That realization of your potential, that
Mm.
fear of greatness, that fear of the power that is within you. So you evade or run away from your destiny, you run away from your gifts, your talents, and your dreams. Listen, I came across this quote many years ago, and when I read the thing, I was like, "Why are you calling me out like that? Why are you putting me out on Front Street like that?" The
Mm.
quote goes, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We are afraid of the power that is within us."
Mm. Mm.
I'm very familiar with that fear. When I was working on Outspoken magazine, that magazine was beloved by so many. And it would be prophesied to me that the magazine would end up on shelves, in bookshelves everywhere. And when I thought about how huge the magazine could be and how powerful, I became so scared, so
Mm.
scared. The very vision of it on shelves scared me to the point where I sabotaged the whole deal
Mm.
and made up the excuse that I didn't know how to market it, and it died.
Mhm.
Fear of greatness, fear of our power, fear of success
Mhm.
holds us back sometimes from achieving our dreams.
Mm. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is so powerful. I even think in my personal life when it comes to weight loss, I remember like with so many things that I do with my friends and family surrounds food. And when I was thinking about changing my lifestyle, there's a lot of fear around,
Mhm.
what about family events or what about going out with friends and about, just anytime somebody comes over, my grandkids, whatever, just really
Yeah.
all that fear about how I'm going to deal with that or how I'm going to start something new. How can I why am I going to change that can really hold us back, in that area as well. That fear is so over encompassing in
Yeah.
so many areas of our lives, whether it's finances,
So
whether
many
it
areas.
is,
So many
so
areas.
many areas. So yes, that is, and being afraid of success in that, right? And
Yes.
what that means, you're so right about that. Being our best
Real.
person
It's
leads to change.
real. And I heard Viola Davis say, I'm sure she's not the one that coined it, but I first heard it from her. Your dream is on the other side of fear. I had
Mm.
to remember that when I was planning my trip to Italy for my birthday, right? Because it ended up I was going by myself. I was so scared.
Mm.
And that when she said that, I um I absorbed that and I was like, I think I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And I went and I had the best time. What if I had canceled that trip because I was seriously thinking about canceling it?
Mhm.
And it was a dream. It was something that was on my vision board.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
if I had let that fear cripple me and not gone on that trip? One of the best trips of my life.
Mm.
Fear.
That is so beautiful. Just to hear you put that in words that, we have to see beyond the fear to the dream. That's kind of the answer of to how do we
Yes.
get out of that rut is to see that dream and to really grasp onto that as tight as we can until it really the strengthens us to get to that next point. Oh my,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
dream has to be greater than the fear.
Than the fear. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want people to be afraid of getting to the end and not having accomplished what they want to accomplish, their dreams, their goals, their aspirations.
Mhm.
I want you to be so afraid of that that it motivates you and it makes you take action. But one of the reasons, one of the things
Mhm.
that one of the things that people are afraid and stay afraid is a lack of support,
Mhm.
a lack of support for their dream.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Yeah, you are so right, Winsome. I mean, I think, a lot of us, especially when we're trying to make changes in our lives and, you know, um, finding support for that change is so difficult. I know for me with the weight loss, it felt lonely at times.
yes,
Feel really, really lonely. And
yes,
it helps to have a community, one or two people or somebody you can follow,
Yes.
or somebody to do something for
Somebody
support.
who believes in you. Yes.
So yes, what are some of the suggestions you have for, some support systems that or helped you in the past or might help others in the some of our listeners that are here?
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. A lot of people have issues, and I hear mostly in our community of melanated people, we are afraid of taking care of our mental health.
Mhm.
I have a therapist that supports me, right? That's important to me. I lean on that support. When I want to learn to do something, I go ahead and I take a course or I pay a coach to help me. Okay. Um, there are, for survivors of trauma, particularly, there are support groups on Facebook that they can join for support. Um, my program is excellent support. And I do have a Facebook group to Power Up Your Dream Self Empowerment on Facebook that you can join if you're a survivor of trauma and you need support like that. But whatever, what, oh, and let me say this about mental health too. Sometimes it's hard to afford mental health care.
Mhm.
But when I was looking for care and couldn't really afford it, I went to free mental health care in my county.
Mhm.
So you can go to Google and look for that in your county where you live, and you can find either free services or sliding scale services for mental health care. But back to support. My program, the most important part of my program, the self empowerment program that I designed, is that support, right? And the mentorship part of it is long term support. So it's not you're just going to do a program and then you're going to be left on your own. You're going to have ongoing support with my program. So yeah, if you need support for anything, if you're out there flailing around, find somebody to help you, find support from somewhere. Go to meetings like these AA people, right? These AA people have some good meetings. What do you call them? A
Alcohol Anonymous.
Anonymous or whatever, and they have anonymous for all kinds of things. Don't they have overeaters and then anonymous now too?
They
Yeah,
do. They do.
find a
They
group somewhere.
do. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
fine.
Yes, yes, you are so right. For me, it was following the people with the same way of eating online, getting, following those chefs that were into whole food plant-based and, joining those books groups too, excuse me. And so I'm so glad that you have the Power Up Self-Empowerment group that we're all a part of so that we can all come together as a community that's
Yes,
free for people who want to. I've added even more support for people who are interested in weight loss through my blog and you being able to comment and ask questions there through my Let's Chat consultations. So please make sure that you sign up if you're interested in doing that.
add
And
me, girl. I need your help. I
and
need your
upcoming,
help.
we're gonna have some meetup groups too, or you can join membership. And we can have
Yes,
meetups every week, and I can give my tips for you because it really is about that, right? It really
mhm,
does take that support to see it through. I know a lot of
absolutely.
times you have your story too that you share from the Bible as well, right? About the support.
Oh, my favorite word in the whole English language is the word support. I love that word because none of us, we all need it. None of us can do anything without support from somebody else or somewhere. Okay. And I like to think about Jesus. Oh my gosh, God Almighty Himself needed support to carry that cross. When he was carrying the cross and got tired, somebody had to come and help him. Jesus needed support. When he needed to go to the garden to pray, he called for his disciples to come with me to the garden to help me pray. Now, they had the nerve to fall asleep, but he called for them. You understand? We all need that support, and that matters to me more than if you don't pay for anything else in my program. The support is well worth your investment. I remember, like, when I was out there lost, devastated, desperate, in serious trouble, right? A complete mess. A complete mess. You know, I forgot what I'm going to say.
I know that you're talking about that when you were in a complete mess, you got that support that you needed.
And you see what happened. You see what trauma does to you. Just going back to that. Just going back to that. Stop me in my tracks. Stop me in my tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
And it's that support that we need. And you're so right. I mean, going through my panic attacks and being suicidal, almost, killing myself, it was the help of my family, friends, and therapist that got me through. That support is so needed. And
The
thank you for
support
sharing
is
that.
needed.
Even the greatest of us,
Need that support. Need
it
that
takes
support.
a village is real.
I was going to say, if someone, while I was out there having a hard time, suffering really, if someone had offered me a program to help me take me from point A to point B, to show me the way, to say, this is what you do first, and then you're going to hold my hand with me, you're not going to leave me when I get halfway, you're going to be there with me, I would have gladly paid whatever they asked me to pay. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Gladly. So listen, if you need support, yeah, invest in that support. If it's gonna cost you a little something, let it cost you a little something to change your life, to reach that dream. And I'm talking about that one thing, that dream that I talk about. I say dream in the singular because I'm talking about the one thing that you want more than anything out of life at this point, right? That one thing where once you achieve that one thing, you would have achieved all your other dreams, right? Because you're going to, meeting will end in 10 minutes. You're going to have many successes on the way to the one thing. But the dream that we're after is the one thing that you want more than anything else.
That's right, because that's the one that's gonna get that's gonna be the basket that picks up all the other things on the way there. And,
Yes.
I'm just so grateful. You're so right. Like, there's no price that compares to having that person who is by your side to help you and who you can talk to with knowing that there's no judgment,
Right.
knowing that their only goal is for you to be successful.
Yes.
It's nothing like having that person on your side, and that
Yes.
is actually priceless because that's the support that it really takes to get there faster and get there for long term, something that you're
Mhm.
going to be able to stick with, and continue to evolve and move forward on your goal. So thank you
Yes.
so much for pointing that out for us, and really just wanted to get into, as we close, just some more of those offerings that you have for us to really help us move forward with our self-empowerment goals.
Okay. So basically, self-empowerment means taking control of your life, right? Creating your own destiny. empowerment means the power and authority to do something. And so self-empowerment means giving yourself the power and authority to do something. So that is what my program is all about, that power and authority to create that dream that you want. So it's called Power Up Your Dream Self-Empowerment Mentorship Program. The Power Up part is we're doing all the things that we need to do to create the dream, right? And we're taking our lives back. We're taking back all the things that were stolen from us through trauma and abuse. And then the dream part, I already told you, is that one dream that you want more than anything else. The self-empowerment, I just mentioned what self-empowerment is and the definition, but the mentorship part is because we're going into a long-term relationship. That's what mentorship is. A mentor is kind of like a role model, and they stay with you for long term. So that mentorship part is very important, right? I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to create, coming out of all that I just described to you, to creating the life that I live right now, that I'm very happy with. And show you what I did and how I did it. I am no longer depressed. I used to be extremely depressed. I'm no longer depressed. I'm no longer lost. I'm not stuck. I don't live paycheck to paycheck anymore. I can travel where I want.
Right.
And guess what? I love saying this part. I don't have to travel economy. Right. I did Jamaica last year. I did New York, and I did Italy. I'll be in Morocco in April, and I'm just sharing my story and building my business. You're looking at a person that has spent time in mental hospitals, okay, inches away from being committed to a permanent mental facility because the regular hospital couldn't help me. I was placed in a 72-hour hold in a rubber room so I wouldn't hurt myself. And after another suicide attempt, I spent 3 weeks in another hospital, and I wouldn't have been released if my sister had not come to sign me out. I'm a survivor of all the things I mentioned above. I've known hunger. I have brushed roaches off a piece of pizza and eat it because I was that hungry, right? But I have overcome all of that. And I stand before you now strong and confident and proud and with a passion to help you repair your life too, right? So my program is 8 weeks. It's 7 weeks of walking through your life, cleaning up, and getting you ready for a new life. And I have listed a lot of things that we're going to cover here, but we don't have time. And on the first week, you're going to come in your PJs with your water and your juice. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to become a family and make a pact to support each other. There'll be storytelling and crying and breakthroughs. And we'll dive into finding out who you are and what you want. And we won't be rushing through the sessions so everyone can feel seen and heard. Right? And then on the 8th week, for the 7 weeks, every week, we're going to dive into a different area of your life to overhaul that area. And on the 8th week, we're going to dress up and graduate. Right?
Yay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
sounds awesome. So it's an 8-week program. We start off gradually and we build up to, by the end, really having a real understanding of what self-empowerment really is and able to use those tools to then get to the dream and the world that we really want to see for ourselves.
Yes, you're going to come away with a plan and directions for creating your dream. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't wait to be a part of that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Is there any other way that we can get started before your 8-week classes?
Oh, you know what I have that might be helpful to you, whether or not you're a survivor of trauma. I have a journal on Amazon. It is the Power Up Your Dream Self-Empowerment guided journal by Winsome Alexander. So if you search Winsome Alexander journal, that Power Up Your Dreams Self-Empowerment Journal will come up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Thank you so much, Winsome, for sharing that with us. We are so excited to get right on it, to being able to build our dreams quickly and fast, and get with our new community on the Power Up Face Self-Empowerment group on Facebook. So excited for all of that. And I'm looking forward to us continuing our talks,
Absolutely.
and hopefully going a little bit more into this on our road to self-empowerment.
Absolutely. And I'm going to have a talk with you about your stuff because I need help. As y'all can see, I need help in that area. But you can find me too on YouTube. You can subscribe. I invite you to subscribe to my channel and on LinkedIn, Power Up Your Dream Self Empowerment Mentorship Program. Thank
Yes, and
you,
I'm
Danielle.
looking forward to you all joining up on Diet Less, Live More YouTube channel, and joining on my blog, Danny's Life Change. And I look forward to you seeing you on Instagram and Facebook groups as well. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Sorry about that
Bye.
mental block I had.
That was so touching and right on
It was
time.
real. It was real.
Real.
All right. Bye, Danielle.
Okay, bye.